Let's go.
Alright, thanks everybody for coming to the meeting tonight, October 21st, 5th rather, excuse me. Is there any agenda additions or deletions? Alright, at this time I'd ask for a motion with regard to the October 11th regular meeting minutes.
Haven't looked them over, I'd approve them as presented.
Second?
Is there anything that, anybody else has any comments?
Good.
Okay, hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone? No negatives, okay, good. All right, minutes of the public hearing, September 27th.
So moved.
Second.
All right, is there any discussion around those minutes? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Cash, road commissioner's report.
Just an update. We're gonna be hopefully getting the shoulders put on Walker Mountain Road. Hopefully this week. We've got in material at the yard here so that, because we're actually, Fuller's gonna bring in the shoulder machine. He can do it all less than one day.
Nice.
With that being said, we tried to hook our trucks up to his shoulder machine, and it was gonna require removing a lot of lights on the back of the trucks and the pintle hitches and stuff. So I talked to Fuller, and actually with the material right here in the yard, we're gonna have them just bring two tandems to feed their paper, and
So basically we'll load him
we'll load their truck.
and
Yep.
he'll just truck. So basically, I'm assuming we're saving money because he's only gotta go from here to
From
there.
here to there, instead
Yeah.
of going all the way to Danby to pick up product or
I mean,
anywhere
that
else.
makes sense. I mean, yeah.
Just for update on that. We've been all the way around town, all the roads got mowed, one pass, and that's all completed. The other thing is we got salt bids, and I don't know if you want to read each one, or do you want to just go with the highest one was $91 a ton. Second, middle one was $78 a ton, and Cargill come in at $72.31 a ton.
Who do we usually get from?
We've been using Appalachia. That was last few years. Last year there was $70 a ton.
What is theirs this year?
Pardon me?
What is theirs?
90. They're up to 91.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah,
you're
that's a big
recommending Cargill then?
I recommend Cargill because of the price difference. However, I had quite a conversation with Peter from Appalachia. He said that if Cargill runs short or something and can't get us enough supply, he wouldn't mind us using him for a few loads or whatever for fill-in. Even though
So
it's
back up.
a higher for a backup.
Okay.
So they're willing to do that then?
He's willing to do that, yes.
Okay.
And that's about all I have for.
All right, so you're recommending,
Cargill at $72.31.
we wanna make a motion?
I'll make
now?
that a motion.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And let both those folks know what we did, obviously, Cass. So, anything else?
That's all I have.
On the issue of the lines on the road, I got one more phone call.
Okay.
Asking when we're gonna have the lines painted, because they're afraid,
Right.
you know, I said,
I'm worried about them from winter plowing.
yeah,
We use them for a guide.
guys,
We have to go through the state contractor for that usually? Or do we have to find our own?
Oh, you said
That's a state aid road.
That's what I thought, yeah.
yeah,
I let them know a couple weeks ago because there's an email sent out, and apparently there's a shortage for line marking materials or whatever.
Like everything else.
yeah.
So the freshly paved roads of this year are priority. So Walker Mountain, I emailed is in line to get striped, but I have no idea when.
Well, they just painted up past your house.
Yep, Rutland Town.
Yeah. So hopefully,
I could maybe email Rutland Town, see who did theirs. If the state did it or if they
Some
did.
purple paint if you need some.
Will you?
Adopt the road policy, you know, to adopt the section.
All right.
Then a little bit
Better
further
than
down,
nothing.
Right?
maybe we could put silver, and a little further
Right.
down, we could.
Will that be
You
a
know,
purple
Halloween-
lead to your
Halloween
firehouse, or you can, take it out of your firehouse budget,
Orange and black.
fire department?
There you go.
All right, that's it then?
That's all I have.
All right, anybody have anything for the road commissioner? No questions? All right, the select board warrants are right here, if anybody wants to take a peek. We have two guests. Are you guys guests today, or just kinda hanging?
I don't have a topic on there apparently, so.
Well, moving right along. Public comments? All right, old business, hazardous mitigation plan. And, you have been keeping us up to speed.
Yeah, so this is a revised draft. So it does include Appendix D, but she edited it, so it doesn't include your select board's comments. And she took out working with the Rutland NRCD.
That's what we wanted. So, have you guys had an opportunity to check that out?
No, cause it was just here. I just sat down, so. But you're saying that we're finally where we're supposed to be?
Yeah, I would think so, based on what you guys wanted and what she changed. Of course, I'm just one person, so. Y'all can look through it.
She's keeping Alf's comment.
Yep.
Let's come back to that, we'll let Rob, or the rest of the board, take a peek at that and stuff, we'll come back to it in a minute. Slide down to the animal control ordinance. I see you have a,
Yep, so I drafted an amendment for you guys, sent it out Thursday to review it. So if it looks good, if you sign it tonight, I think it's gotta be posted and
posted
it's,
30 days.
yeah, and then it'll be effective in 60 days. And I have to post it in the newspaper as well.
Given the fact that there's still a few farms in town, I'm just concerned that, you know, I can understand a lot of folks, especially up on Quarterline Road, they're concerned with the horses getting out and stuff, and we did try to do the right thing, but, evidently the right thing was the wrong thing, but the sheriffs have no authority other than the dogs. So I just wanna make sure that if we're doing this with the, animal control, that, all the animals in town, that if we have an issue on a farm where some cows get out or something like this, I don't necessarily think that the right thing to do is to send the sheriff there and all of a sudden hand him out a ticket. I want to make sure that we stress that there's a warning first. And if it continues, then
I think we were pretty clear in what we were talking about, that we're talking about repeat offenses,
yeah.
Right,
right? I
Right.
mean,
right.
But
So-
the ordinance itself, you see what I'm saying though?
yeah, so I guess my question is, do we, well, because the ordinance already lays out a warning and there's a process.
Right, for,
So,
right.
I just want to make sure that we are discussing this on Peg TV, so if
yeah,
there is a concern by one of the farmers in town, that we let them know that, you know, we're trying to consider their
sure.
issues too.
I mean, again, like I say, the select board was very clear that we're talking repeat offenses here. We're not talking the cows get out once and you're gonna get,
Right, because that's gonna
Visit.
happen to any farmer.
that happens to any of
horses
us.
are in them.
but the idea is if the animal's out
Over and
over and over and over and over again, then we're gonna do something.
Yeah.
Such as that situation up.
Yeah.
So having this discussion, we pretty much agree, on what is written here. And I think that we should, once this ordinance passes, after it goes through the process, then we just wanna make sure that the sheriff's department, who is the folks that's gonna follow up on things, know that if it's just, an issue, a one-time issue, that we, let folks have the opportunity to say, okay, I'll fix the fence and keep the
Yeah.
animals in.
Well, as
And
soon
I
as that
just
gets done, we should send them a copy of the new ordinance.
Yeah.
They have a book on each town for ordinances.
All right, so at this point, does anyone wanna make a motion?
So moved.
That's Rick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a second or discussion? Is there any further discussion? And we all have to sign this tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. All right, how you doing, Rob? You wanna get back to that mitigation?
We can, the only thing that I was gonna ask is from our notes on I know we had a group discussion on the buffer one on page 24. And I thought we didn't want A&R and didn't want Army Corps in there. I thought we talked about taking that out too. And I still see it in there. Everything else, I totally agree, looks like it's been addressed, but
Good, yeah.
am I dreaming on that one, or am I?
No, it looks like it was done. I overlooked the Corps of Engineers myself, and I'll admit it.
I don't think
Bottom of
I-
page 24, I thought we wanted that out.
I don't,
I didn't understand that, so I didn't let her know that.
If I'm wrong on that, that's fine. I thought we talked about it, that's all.
No, we did.
I heard
Seems
you,
like
I
you're
know you
doing it.
mentioned working with those people scare you, but I didn't hear.
I thought, I could be wrong. If I'm,
yeah, I don't remember.
No, I think you're right, because.
That's the only thing- that's the
dance that
only
we
thing
went
I see
through on
left.
Other side of town over there. That's a caution to us.
correct.
Right.
That's the only thing I see. Otherwise, they all look addressed to me.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. I think we did. Guess we'd have to look up in the minutes maybe.
I think your main concern.
But the rest of them are all out.
Yeah, that was your main concern after watching, ITV. Martin, I think you spoke to some of these issues too. Do you have any?
I didn't take it out.
I can get back to her and let her know that, but I guess that was my fault, cause I didn't pick up
Approve it
on that.
tonight with those, with the exception of taking those out.
We can vote for an approval,
Pending,
pending
those are taken out.
the removal of that good word.
Right.
That's-
Do you have any, partnerships you would like to work with in that area?
I think we were just gonna leave it road commissioner.
Right.
I think that was the only,
Well, it says on bottom there, but select board.
Rick, you wanna make that motion?
Oh, that was the one, the timeline descript.
Yeah.
I would make a motion that, we go ahead and approve this as we've, reviewed, and pending the removal of the, on page 24 of this, the A&R stream engineer, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers on establishing vegetative buffers and riparian areas, stabilizing stream banks, remove berms and/or accumulated debris to restore flood capacity.
Is there a second for discussion?
I would ask if you'll include in there that we do not want this added to appendix D.
We do not want this added to appendix D. Yes.
Alright, so let me get this straight.
You can shorten it up if you wish.
So you are approving it with those taken out?
With the
Correct.
two of those removed,
And-
and it does not go to appendix D.
Okay.
And then she can be rid of us for however many years this is. Is it 5?
5 years.
5 years.
Isn't that 5?
Yep.
And I bet you she's gonna be happy to wash her hands of us for 5 years.
She might even retire.
All right, you gonna read that back to us, Katie? For clarification?
I know she'll make it sound better.
Yeah, let me just get it all down. Did anyone second it yet or no?
No.
Okay. So Rick motioned to approve the plan as long as the two partnerships, with the natural protection systems on page 24 is removed and these comments are not added to appendix D.
Just one last comment. I know we're getting ready to vote, but you realize that A&R and Army Corps of Engineers are also under all your drainage for culverts
That's
too.
what I was just gonna bring up.
Because they're under
on
all
the,
three of them. And I don't remember them being there before.
On the fallout. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I don't remember them being there
I'm just
there
gonna bring
before.
that up.
Well, let me look back in a different. What page is that?
Page 22.
Which you could just alter your motion to say that they're removed in all three places.
It hasn't been seconded yet anyway, so.
Yeah,
think
it's in
Bob-
this draft as well.
I think Bob seconded it. Didn't he?
I would be, willing to adjust that, amend it.
So you want your motion to state in all three places?
Right.
It's in three places now?
On 22.
2 places on 22 and 1 place on 24.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so go ahead and work on that a little bit.
And you will name them, right? A&R?
Yeah.
And you will-
That's the only place they are. And if Rick is saying that all 3 places, I'll second it.
I'm saying that.
Okay. I'll second it.
Okay, and before we vote, we just wanna see what Katie has written down. Make sure all 5 of us understand.
There you go, Cash.
So, Rick motion to approve the hazard mitigation plan as long as the two partnerships, being A&R Engineer and U.S. Army Corps, are removed from the, adequately sized drainage and perennial stream culvert in flood-prone areas, mitigation action, stabilized culvert outfalls, mitigation action, and the natural protection systems action. And that these select board comments are not added to appendix D. And Robert seconded.
All right, sounds good. Any further discussion? Everybody understand what we're doing? Okay, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So let's make it unanimous. Don't we? Yeah. All right. REMC Appointments. Oh, God.
Is it more than one, or do we just have to reappoint Matt?
This is different.
Yes.
It's not me.
This is a new
This
committee.
isn't you?
It's you, Robert. You.
No, it's him
didn't
plus
get the word
another
on that?
person.
I guess I
Oh, we
missed
added
the
So
memo.
this is a new committee, like apparently statute changed and now there are regional emergency management committees instead of like the Vermont Emergency Management Committee. So the purpose of them is to coordinate emergency planning and preparedness activities to improve their region's ability to prepare for, respond to, and recover from all disasters. So they need to establish a voting membership by the end of November, which is gonna be the emergency management director plus another member. So I just want to bring up the conversation tonight to maybe have you guys think of some people I can contact that would be interested in that position and then to appoint.
Have you, 2 things. One, have you had anybody interested if it's.
Well, it hasn't been posted yet.
All right, but I thought that may be possibly, have you had any ideas, suggestions of folks that would be contact?
I was trying to think of some people with like emergency management backgrounds, and Kevin Peck came to mind.
Yeah.
Let's see him.
And he has been willing to be on like town committees. I thought maybe Lynn Tucker. I don't know if she would be interested, but she also lives in town. But I was leaving that up to you guys.
It's just for two.
We just need one person because Matt is one voting member, like.
Or is there any other member of the fire department, Matt, that you think would be good?
Rick's a sheriff.
Well, that was my other.
Right there.
You see any badges on me?
Well,
Get you a badge next week.
I mean, I would say our first thing is, our tradition always has been post any open position for
Right.
2 weeks, so we gotta do that.
Yeah.
So, I don't think we need a motion, I think we need it posted.
Post it for 2 weeks and then see what.
And then,
You know who might be interested is our assistant fire warden, maybe.
who's
TJ.
the assistant now?
Yeah.
TJ.
Oh, TJ?
Nice, wants to get involved in community stuff. He might.
All right, why don't we post it? Matt, maybe you can
I'll talk
put
to
the
TJ.
word out. Rick, maybe you can put the word out.
Can it be more than one?
Why, you want to be it?
No.
I thought, that sounded like he was volunteering.
Right, I'm down like a mother.
He was lining up, getting ready.
Hey, want 3 of them.
I think it's just 2 from each town.
Okay.
So we can work on that by the end of the week.
March would be good.
And then, at our next meeting, we could see if anybody is interested. If we wanna make some phone calls, you know, if you wanna talk to some folks, Matt, and we can try and get a hold of, see, Mr. Peck would be interested and stuff like that.
Does this just get posted on the website, or is this all the locations in town?
It should be at least here at the post office and over to, transfer station. That's where most of, you know, people are, so.
So I will do that then.
All right. Heidi, do you have anything you wanna?
Yep, so, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, right? We wrapped up tax collection. This year, I have passed on, to the delinquent tax collector in the amount of $255,091.90 that has gone delinquent. So she will start reaching out, to those folks, who are now officially delinquent in their taxes. And moving right along from one thing to the next, we are upon budget season. So,
Naughty word.
my, everybody's favorite, I know. My request would be, I think that the budget workshops have worked really well. The hour before a select board meeting. So that would put us at our first budget workshop being Monday, November 8th at 5 p.m. if you're agreeable to that.
All right, next meeting.
Fine.
We start next time then?
Be next time. Next meeting.
Yep, next meeting.
Okay. Well, let's do it and get it over with.
What do you think, Rick?
Right. Get her done.
Gotta do that before
Hey,
spring
sure.
comes.
I'll,
Well, the due date's what, January something usually?
We try to have it wrapped up by the end of December.
I know, but it's, like, it has to be final by January something.
Yeah, by mid-January.
Yeah, usually the 20th is stuff. What do you think, Rick?
all the notices have been put out to the departments.
I
For
was
the
waiting to
8th.
see when our first
I'd
workshop
say I
would be.
might not be here because my wife's gonna go in for surgery that day, so
Okay.
I'm not sure, but outside that.
Interested?
But I
We
got
can hold the
confidence
fort
in the
down.
other four, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll try.
We can hold the fort down for you.
if that happens.
Yeah.
What do you think, Cash?
Yep. Good for it. Hour before.
So, going forward, it's until the end of December, when we hopefully have it wrapped up, it'll be before each of our regular meetings. We'll meet here at 5 o'clock
Oh.
to do that.
Yep.
So it's understood, correct?
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right.
Put out reminders.
Yeah. definitely put out reminders.
Some of
Well, it's
people.
gotta be posted.
You know,
It
I
has to-
mean,
Like a normal.
It's like posted like a normal meeting.
right, but I mean.
I mean, personal reminder.
Right,
Oh.
for select board.
Oh,
There's some of us that are over 30.
Well,
Yeah,
I am too.
How old are you now?
33.
Oh, you old bastard.
Damn kids.
you wait.
I'm not even gonna go any further than that. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right, good. Katie, do you have anything you wanna report?
so I have an update from the sheriff's department about school zone, speed and stuff. So I talked with Kevin Gino, and right off the bat, we talked on the phone. He did not recommend doing a speed limit that was at a certain time, like indicated by flashing lights. He said it should be changed to 25 all year round, all the time through that section. And they are able to do, they can set up a speed cart for us that will capture speeds for a traffic study. So he said he could like set that up, and it would be for 7 days and no extra charge. So I guess where do you guys want it put, and I can get back to him on that.
Well, there are some regulations as to how far it can be made,
Well, like I
so
guess
many feet.
what, like on Middle Road, you'd like it set up.
Oh, the speed cart, you mean?
Yeah.
that's
Down near Mill River Lumber somewhere, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I'd put it down near Mill River Lumber somewhere. If it was me. That's where you're gonna catch, that's where you're gonna capture traffic issues, is my guess.
yeah.
So I'll let him know that, and then I guess, because you guys wanted me to start working on that traffic ordinance amendment, I guess how do you guys feel about it being 25 all year long through there versus just certain times of the day?
You want my opinion? I totally disagree with it. It should be within school hours.
My opinion,
Yeah, I'd go with
24/7.
Well, he said that's the thing about like slowing down traffic, is it has to be constantly slowed down.
But that's the badge inside me talking.
Are we talking about the whole middle road or just by the school?
Wherever it's
Just a section of the
Yeah.
school zone,
Probably
I
down to
think.
500 feet each way, right?
200 feet?
Yeah, I think it's 200
Yeah.
feet.
If you make that full-time, no, I would not, I'd go with the lights and during school hours, or school functions, I should say. You know,
Well-
because you might want to do it with a ball game after school or something, but,
And that's what he said.
make it 25 all the time, you're almost creating a speed trap when you get into summertime, or get into when school is not in session. You know, it's pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we don't know is when the schools are going to have some type of a function there, and it could be any time, any
That's when you need lights.
24/7. Well, that's the point, is you're not gonna know.
Yeah, and that's kind of what he said, like during the summer they have practices or programs or whatever, and
Yeah. Functions.
So the flashing light signs is more beneficial because then we could discuss with the school board when they have needs for that. You know, what hours.
Well, but the other question too becomes who's gonna be responsible for
For setting
programming
up,
them
yeah.
and
That's where the maintenance should lay on the district. Unified.
that they should be programming them.
It's their thing, you know, to,
my other thought was if you do 25 all year round, it's cheaper because the signs are cheaper than the flashing ones, but I mean, it's only $5,000, but still, just a thought.
Yes, Mom.
Well, in the city, by Christ the King, they have flashing light 25 miles when school is in session or they have something going on. I think that's, I mean, you're gonna start hearing town people complain if you have it all the time.
The sheriff didn't mention that spot, and I guess they're trying to get rid of that, like the flashing light,
Oh, they are?
and to just do 25 through there. Like they're trying to get rid of the ones that are
That'd be a
just
state
pick up
deal,
and drop
right?
off.
Because that's on State Route 7, or is that city deal because it's in the city limits?
Probably a city deal with us being in the city.
I don't know if they're actively working on that, but he said there's like 2 left in Rutland County, and
Flashing light one?
Proctor has them. right?
Proctor last day with that one.
Or no, I mean
West
Pittsford.
Rutland has them too,
Sorry,
don't they?
Pittsford.
West Rutland had them, right? On Route 4 there. Wasn't West Rutland have them? Yeah.
Yeah, right on Main Street there,
Yeah.
by the school.
Didn't,
We
doesn't
have,
Rutland Northwest have them too over by the jail?
They
they're up
might,
anymore.
yeah, you know,
They're
you
not
might
up
be right.
anymore?
I'm not sure.
Helps them, but
Well, they claim they took them all down except for Chris King, right?
Well, I think he said 2 spots. I don't know which spots they were, but. So, I can get back to him about the speed cart. And then, I don't know if you guys want to discuss this more or about which option.
Well,
Or,
if the city's getting rid of those lights, why can't we get them Chris King?
right? There you go.
There you go.
That's a good move. Look there.
donation.
Well, investigate that a little bit, see if, you know, if other
Just volunteer
communities are getting
yourself,
rid of
didn't you?
it. See if other communities are getting rid of theirs, and we could, you know,
Is there solar or hooked to a pole?
Christ King
Those
was
are hooked to the
I
pole.
think.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
But either way, in my opinion, even if you go with a 24/7 deal, there still should be lights in the morning set to go off when the school, I mean, because you want something that's getting
High
people's
catch.
attention.
That could be done, I suppose.
I mean, that's my opinion. Even if the board, right now it sounds kind of split, but even if the board went with a only so many hours and the lights flashing, the lights should still be there.
yeah.
Cause I'll tell you right now
It
that
draws attention.
it draws the attention.
And
But
they can always be reworked to come on during school sessions when they get full.
Right now, I still go with cash. I still think it should just be when the school's in session, and I would agree too. I think that the school should be. I mean, there's no reason the school can't program them. The school knows best what's going on, so why can't they program them to what's going on?
I can see where that's gonna,
Absolutely, it's,
They'd operate off a computer or remote, wouldn't they?
Depending on what you got, I would imagine.
I can see that where that could cause confusion. Cause you don't know what the speed limit is, what the ordinance is gonna read.
But if we're doing a poll, I would go with when it's in session or an event.
Seems like we have to get some more information.
We've got several roads in town that are solid 25, and I don't hear any complaints about that being, other than we need the people, sit there once in a while. West Temmons Road is 25.
You're talking about one of the main arteries in town, though.
Either way, though, the first step is the speed study anyway.
Right.
So
We've all been through Woodstock,
Oh my God, yeah.
so here you're gonna put it down to 25 here? I mean, when in school's in session and you've got the lights flashing, that's perfect.
yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Do it when needed.
I gotta go through Woodstock tomorrow, right?
You see the lights they got up now, boy, they get black, they flash blue at you when
Yeah.
you're speeding.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Going into Woodstock or
Yeah.
Bridgewater?
Going into Woodstock,
Yeah.
Woodstock.
You see they raised the ones in, Bridgewater?
Yeah, they raised the speed limit in Woodstock, in Bridgewater.
Up to 30.
oh, they did.
Yeah.
Find
Well, they
out.
don't have the school there anymore, right? Don't they
Yeah,
all
there's
go
no
to Barnard
school- Yeah,
now?
there's no school in Bridgewater because the fire station's going.
Yeah, they're building a fire station
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a little bit more information, but are we also letting the school board know that what we're trying to figure out? At some point, we should
Wasn't
be,
Nicole here?
There was a whole bunch of emails that I saw that bounced back and forth. They know what we're doing. I believe.
Well,
Yeah, with the, I emailed them about like what their opinion was. They were in favor of having one 24/7, 25 miles per hour.
They knew they were gonna be maintenance.
yeah,
That's probably why.
they would be paying, but if it's just,
I can give them an update though that you're still discussing it and that the majority of you guys are in favor of it. More like indicated by flashing lights. If that's
As
what you
an
want me.
in session basis.
Yeah. And that we're hoping they would be responsible for that.
Nicole, when she was
I wouldn't
here,
go there yet.
Okay.
I wouldn't go there yet.
I haven't
would-
gone there with
Let's
price or anything.
get our speed study done. Let's not put the
Right.
cart before the horse. Let's get the speed study done. determine what
Park
we're,
with flashing lights or without flashing?
yeah. And then when we get the speed study done, we can make a final decision on what we're
I can
doing.
remember when we had public come here, Nicole, she was concerned up by where her house is, also
Yes.
25 mile an hour. So it may be, at the end of the day, instead of saving all this conversation and who's gonna pay for what, this, that, and the other thing, to make that whole road 25 mile an hour road.
Buckle your seatbelt that, if you
Yeah.
decide to do that.
You're talking log trucks and everything.
I'm not sure it'd go that far.
I think most of your board knows, just an FYI, we had somebody speeding on a Fisher Road last week and ended up in the creek. 'Cause the
Yeah.
car did.
Alright.
Really?
I called the road commissioner down to witness it, so that, when they took the car out of the river over the bridge, there was no damage to the bridge.
It feels the bridge jiggle.
I did too. I backed up with the state troopers, we're like, let's back up a little bit further.
All right, that's this ongoing.
So do you want me to update the school board at all right now?
I wouldn't yet, if it was me.
Yeah, let's get the
They already
study
know,
done.
they already know we're doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, until the speed study's done, there's really nothing to say or to do.
Is that what a majority of the board feels, that we just,
Do the speed study,
yeah, all right,
one step at a time.
Yeah, just hold on till we know what we're gonna do,
all right.
and then bring them
Might
under
change
the
our mind
circle.
one way or the other.
My other topic to bring up was I sent an email out about propane and how our contract ended with Keyser. And so I reached out to Lake Champlain Coal, Keyser, and Marcel for propane prices. And apparently those prices are volatile. So we kind of wanted to get a contract before budget season, like tied down. Lake Champlain Coal could not quote me because they don't have time to put in their tanks if we were to go with them. Keyser, as of today, could offer a price of $223. And Marcel's, I've called twice and they won't get back to me. So I don't know if you want us to wait or to.
He doesn't carry propane, does he?
No, I don't think so. You got Suburban propane you can check with, right? Suburban propane.
Marcel just put a tank in.
Oh, he just
he
took,
did?
I didn't know he did.
Yeah.
I personally, because no matter who you go with, if you change from Keyser,
You have to get.
you've got to change tanks.
Yep.
And I'll tell you right now, just from my
so busy.
experience, good luck with Suburban. We're better off
Yeah.
with a local company than that. So Keyser at this point, we've been with for a number of years. That to me, based on what I'm hearing, and propane could be
It's really not-
could be $4 bucks.
bad.
I don't think that's too bad. But
I'm gonna make a motion.
was that a pre-buy or was that a lock-in price?
She said fixed propane pricing for 2,000
Locked in.
gallons.
So it's just a lock-in. For how many gallons?
2,000, which is normally what we go with. for
That'd
a
be the
quote.
garage and
That's the garage and the transfer station. Paying for it up front?
No.
Paying for it as we go? I'll make a motion that we go ahead and lock in the Keyser price.
Second.
Further discussion?
Good you're gonna get by the, what I'm
think
hearing.
so.
this year.
That's what you're gonna get.
Did Rick second that?
Rick did.
All right.
lock it in for 2 years.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Not with how energy's going.
That's all I have for tonight.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Done. Does anybody else on the board have any concerns? Rick?
Almost
Cash
set.
rather?
All set.
Bob?
Just looking at it, and I know there's been discussion on it, and there's been work done. There's one pole up on the middle road that still is awful close to the road to me. The one with the transformer on it, that's just beyond Elaine Boyer's driveway.
The transformer pole is laying over and they just
Yeah,
set the new one?
yeah,
Actually, that pole
They did
is
move it.
back away from the original pole that's here.
yeah, it's back a little more than the original pole,
Yeah.
but it's still right out
And
there.
the issue we had, I met with them for an hour and a half that morning. And the issue is of being a three-phase line to keep it as straight as possible.
Yeah, otherwise you gotta put
Yeah.
anchors in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So my thought was when they were gonna set that pole that you're talking about, like they did yellow, and they actually set it back more than the original pole that was there.
yeah.
which means they're gonna
Yeah,
have to
it is
take
back a little more,
There's an underground on our pole, so they're gonna
Yeah.
have to do a little work to get
yeah,
there.
'cause you and I had that discussion,
Yeah.
that's what I was looking at, yeah.
That's why originally they put it on the roadside to protect the piping coming up.
Yeah.
But now, because they moved it back, the piping will be exposed more.
Well, they have to go through a ditch to get to it.
Yeah, but I mean snow flopping around, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Alright, I'm good.
I did have, I'm trying to think if it was one or two people, I can't remember now, because it was a little while ago, because I forgot for last meeting, reach out to me regarding, the cross-country kids on Middle Road
Yeah.
and the danger risk that they felt was present when they weren't really off to the side. I can't even remember now. I think my recommendation was to get in touch with the school, but they wanted to know if the select board could do anything. I said I would mention it, so,
Sidewalk in.
Put up a 25 mile per hour speed
25 miles
limit
an
sign.
hour.
so,
That is dangerous because when you see somebody and they have a tendency to stay on the very edge of the road,
Yeah.
but where the hills are, you don't see anybody coming over the, so when you go to give them a little space, all of a sudden the car shows up
Yeah.
coming.
There's no way they can use the Clarendon Elementary, the new field they got, for the walk past to do their,
Run around that.
run around that.
Yeah, either that or, they were thinking at one
Let the
point,
trail we own up
put
in,
kids on a bus and take them up to the,
Town land.
airport.
Yeah.
Oh, airport.
Yeah.
what I would say is no action on it tonight, but I would say maybe we tie it into this discussion we're having. When we're talking about speed limits, maybe we can make a recommendation or bring it up in that conversation when we get to that point of talking to the
School.
district again.
Alright. Rick, you have anything?
I just had one little incident I'll report, and for the public to, keep their eyes on. Apparently the bicyclists don't realize that there are laws concerning the bicyclists that have to stop at a stop sign.
They don't stop, nobody stops at the
And they
stop
have
sign.
to use a signal to turn. And I stopped at, Moulton Avenue, right there at that stop sign, and waited because I saw a lady coming by with her bike, and it's a good thing I waited. You were right through it. So to the public, I'm gonna alert the sheriff's department. I know it's a lousy ticket to get, but you could be ticketed for that stuff. And, I'm gonna alert them. I've had them 4 deep in a road.
I have a dash
Too
cam
deep
in
in
my
the road.
truck. All my fire trucks have dash cams.
And you gotta watch them, and it is a ticketable offense.
I think I'm gonna get a siren installed in my.
Just let the public know, that's all.
There's been a moose running around 27B, FYI.
Really?
Been on the rec fields.
Yeah.
That
They
has-
got trapped into the state garage, I guess, this weekend at the fenced-in area. The cops had to come
Nice.
down. and
They
chase
leave
them
that door open all the time.
out. FYI, yeah.
That gate's been open a lot.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?